Hi, I'm Professor Beck Strah.
And I'm Professor Eric Bronson, and this is Prison News.
It's the news, put on your new shoes, 'cause it's time to get up off your chair and hear the news without a care. Said it's the news, wash away your blues, 'cause it's the prison news.
Ahoy, dudes! I like that new theme. Second time we've heard it, and it's taken away my prison news blues.
That is a rather uplifting little theme song we got there from producer Britt, and we're just gonna go crashing right back down to earth when we get into the news, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, because it takes away the blues.
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh my!
You know what inspired me to make that song is there's recently been a video going around online of none other than Kevin Spacey, disgraced actor Kevin Spacey. He's in Israel now, and he's out of money, so he's doing like a lounge act.
No,
Remember when he was in that movie, like Beyond the Sea, like the movie, the biopic about Bobby Darin or whatever?
I've seen this. Yeah, he's doing Frank Sinatra now, right?
Yeah. He's basically
wow.
doing the act from the movie in Israel because he's disgraced and has a lot of allegations against him here on stateside.
Wow.
Yeah, so I saw that video and I'm like, that's hilarious. Hey, no one makes lounge music anymore. I should do that.
Yeah.
Did he release a Christmas video this last year? One of my favorite things about my only favorite thing about Kevin Spacey is that every year he would release a video on Christmas where he's in character as Frank Underwood, the character from House of Cards, the show he was fired from.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he does that anymore. I think he only did that for like 2 years.
I think.
I don't think he wants to do anything that has to do with. Well, I don't think he wants to do anything with Christmas, because that has a lot to do with children.
Oh no, he doesn't care.
Children
about
getting
stuff.
excited.
Last year he went on not last year, in 2024 he went on Tucker Carlson's show in character as Frank Underwood.
Oh,
that
no.
was the last time we saw him.
No.
And believe me, it's incredible. Watch them all, Eric. It will give you some
I
chucks.
can't. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't watch them. So disappointing.
I promise you can, and you won't be disappointed. It'll be funny. And for you, dear listener, go out there, watch those Kevin Spacey videos where he's in character. It's weird. It's unnerving. You're like, why is he doing this? It's almost like he's trying to like petition to get back on a show that's like been over for 10 years.
It's almost like he's petitioning to be put in jail. Like it's just like incredibly creepy, and like a lot of the stuff he's doing in the videos is like kind of like admitting to his crimes but in character, so he has some kind of like, defense against it, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's,
What's funnier?
It's interesting that it's interesting that Fox News is going to have him on. Or no, it wasn't Fox News. You said it was Tucker Carlson. Was it Tucker's little podcast where he has people over into his man cave basement, whatever the hell it is?
Yeah.
It was indeed.
You know what would be funny as like a cultural thing is like after everyone got canceled, they put up like a video of them in character as Frank Underwood. Like R. Kelly does that, like P. Diddy as Frank Underwood.
Yeah. I don't think anyone else has done anything like this where they get canceled and they're like, hey, remember this thing that I did that you guys liked?
Yeah.
It's an underutilized resource for people who are canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shall we get to it? Let's get to some prison news. Eric, what do you got for me?
All right. So a little bit of awful news coming to us from the Georgia Department of Corrections. This is just 2 days ago. Georgia prison fight kills 3 inmates and injures over a dozen, including a guard. So it sounds like it was a little bit more than a fight. It sounds a little bit like it might have been a mini brawl or riot, whatever we want to.
A scrum, a melee.
Want to look at. Yeah, a melee. Yes.
A multi-fisticuffs.
What a. Yeah, there. All right, there we go. So, according to the Associated Press, fighting that broke out at a Georgia state prison over the weekend left 3 inmates dead and injured a corrections officer and 13 more inmates, the Georgia Department of Corrections said on Tuesday. The agency said the violence erupted in an outdoor area of the medium security. Now, here's what's going to throw people for a loop. Washington State Prison. So, in Georgia, the prison is named Washington State Prison.
That's not confusing at all.
And that guards use non-lethal weapons to subdue the fighting.
If I can give you a quick aside, I've always found it confusing how Washington University is in St. Louis, Missouri. It's one of those things where there are 2. There's Washington State and there's Washington D.C. We don't need any other Washingtons. So don't call a Georgia facility the Washington State Prison. That is so stupid. There's other names.
We are so unoriginal in the United States. It's unbelievable how the lack of creativity. I mean, how many different towns? I mean, this is The Simpsons, right? All over again. How many different towns across the country are named Springfield?
14, I think, or something.
I think there's 53 towns in the United States named Springfield.
Really?
Is that possible? There can't be 2 Springfields in a state. That would not make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, especially when you think about, I'm pretty certain Alaska and Hawaii don't have any towns named Springfield. So there are states that have multiple towns named Springfield.
It looks like, according to Google here, and the U.S. Geological Survey, it lists around 93 populated places in the U.S. named Springfield.
See, what the hell is this? We're so stupid.
Is there like Springfield 1 and Springfield 2? And Springfield 3?
It must be like East and West Springfield.
So it looks like, what's this? So Virginia, Michigan, and Illinois have at least 2. Sometimes 3.
But it just goes to show we have, historically, we have lacked so much creativity. Up here in New England, all the towns in each state have the same damn names, right? There's a Springfield everywhere. And anyways, so that's where this confusion comes in here is we have Washington State Prison outside of Atlanta. But here's the thing. The situation was under control within 90 minutes. So again, that's why this isn't just a fight. This was big. If it took 90 minutes, we know fights generally only last a few minutes.
Oh yeah. Fighting's hard, dude.
So
you run out of steam so fast. Fighting is hard. You run out of steam quickly.
Yeah. They say that.
Absolutely.
They say that in a street fight, you want to get it done within like 3 minutes because after that, it's just an endurance test.
You're just gassed. Everyone's gassed. Yeah.
Right. Anyways, the Department of Corrections said it believes the episode was gang affiliated, but gave few details about what happened, including how the 3 prisoners died. The Department of Corrections spokesperson did not immediately return phone, email, or text messages for further information. So, very little information coming out of the Department of Corrections other than there was a big fight and confirmation of the individuals who died and very little information on how they died. They did. What's interesting is the Department of Corrections did put out information about the names, their age, and saying that they were in the fight, and then that this family member was contacted on the outside to let them know that they were that they had just been killed by other inmates using illegal cell phones. contraband cell phones inside the institution. And that's how the family members found out.
Tighten it up, you guys. We can do better than this.
But that's one of the things that the Department of Corrections is putting out, that, we didn't contact family members. They did. The inmates did, and that's wrong. Wait a second.
Yeah, well, maybe you guys should do your job and contact family members.
Right. Ugh. Anyways. So that's the big news coming out of Georgia related to the Washington State Prison in Georgia, with the fight where 3 inmates were killed and many others injured, including a staff member.
So, story's still developing, but our hearts go out to everyone who's been injured or killed.
Absolutely.
Now, Eric, let me tell you a story that's a little more uplifting. I want to lift your spirits.
Yes, give us something good, something that get us back onto that same level as that wonderful song that brought us into this segment.
Before we get into that, I think we should give a shout out to our sponsor.
Oh, that's a very good idea. Who is our sponsor this week and every week?
Gosh. I blank on this like every other time.
Would that be the Roger Williams University School of Justice Studies?
Hey, that's the one.
Yeah.
Thank you. For all of your justice studies needs.
Mm-hmm. Eric, hit me with it. What kind of programs do they have?
They got some in. Yeah. They got some programs in sociology, anthropology, political science, international relations, legal studies, forensic science. And then, I know there's a really important one that I'm forgetting. I think it's my favorite, and that's called criminal justice.
Oh, yep, my favorite too. Yep,
criminal justice. There's some really fun, exciting classes in that criminal justice program.
Hell yeah. I hear about those all the time, dude. And I hear you're teaching one this spring too, where you're going with students to New Orleans. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about my research methods class, because that's going to blow people's minds this semester. But yeah, well, we're also going to take a group of students down to New Orleans to go to the world's largest prison, the Louisiana State Penitentiary.
I wish I could be joining you, but dear listener, I am off on parental leave as a new father. And so, unfortunately,
kids ruin everything.
Yeah, Eric says this all the time.
Kids ruin everything. It's my favorite federal probation officer taught me that theme. Kids ruin everything. Mr. Chris Flowers. It was his theme of his life. I like to say it as a fun joke. He actually meant it.
We can agree. Chris Flowers is an awesome name. Shout out to Chris Flowers.
Mm-hmm. Chris Flowers.
Let's give him his flowers. You enjoyed that, right, Brett?
Yeah, sure.
So let me hit you with some uplifting news.
Whoa, hold up. We missed one. We missed one of the degree offerings, the best one.
Oh, did we?
One.
Which one?
Let me hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can figure out which one we missed. Nope, I can't.
It's okay. I got it for you. My favorite degree offering is going to be
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad it's come back.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership. School of Justice Studies for Leadership, you guys.
Yeah.
Now, on to the next news. Let's talk about Wayne Correctional Center in Goldsboro, North Carolina. This is a prison facility shut down in 2013, shuttered, no more inmates. Hey, let's get rid of this place. And there's a guy who just bought it for under $1 million, which you think about that, like that's like not that much money for a prison. There are plenty of like not even that big of houses that cost $1 million. You guys, we should go in together and like get some big loans and buy ourselves a prison.
Didn't we watch a documentary about this called Mean Guns?
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's true. We did. Documentary is a strong word for
Yes.
a very bad film. So this gentleman named Kerwin Pittman is the executive director of a nonprofit called the Recidivism Reduction Education Program Services, or RREPS for short. And Mr. Pittman was previously incarcerated for 11 and a half years. And he's taking this prison he bought and he's turning it into reentry housing and this workforce transition home. And he claims it's the first time a formerly incarcerated person has done this. That must feel really empowering if you think about this.
Yeah.
Like, you're formerly incarcerated and you're buying a fucking prison. That's so cool.
Well, well, clearly he's been successful since getting out because he has the money to be able to do it, unless he was into financial crimes before he was incarcerated. But
ooh, smart.
The fact that he's going to do it with some what appear to be really good intentions is pretty damn powerful.
Oh yeah, and the money isn't all his that he's staking up front. It was made possible through donations, some grants, and philanthropic support. But the campus, it's going to provide transitional residency housing. It's got workforce development, so like job programs, vocational services, some job placement services, educational opportunities, and all these programs for formerly incarcerated individuals. So they get out of prison and then they go here to this other former prison where they can get services to help them move on with their lives, which I like that. I think that's cool.
I feel like it might be a little bit of a problem, this being a prison, because you're asking people just released from prison to go right back to prison.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. So what if we put like, what if we paint the walls with some bright colors, make it look less like a government building? Like how you go to a prison visitation area and there's always like a Mickey Mouse drawing on the wall, and you're like, oh, this is sad. This is just like you're trying to dress up, something ugly and like something bright and colorful for the kids,
right? Like, and that's gotta like that's probably not good for like the brand image, having like a Mickey Mouse painting on the wall. Like that kid's like not gonna like Mickey Mouse anymore because it's gonna remind him of like having to go see dad in prison.
Yeah, and Disney is also very litigious. So every time I see that, I'm always like, I wonder if they got wind of this. Like, would they stop this from happening?
Those drawings and paintings we see on those walls are very loose caricatures of Mickey Mouse, though. They aren't those folks aren't being contacted by MGM to do future animations.
No. And if pressed, they would be like, "Oh yeah, it's Mickey Mars or something like that." Like
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that rat they got painted on the wall looks closer to some kind of inbred, birth between Ratatouille and Mickey Mouse, rather than, straight up Mickey Mouse.
It's like just enough to avoid copyright infringement, I'm sure. But they're not making any money off of it.
No, not at all.
I don't know how they could actually go after them. But anyway, if you ever visit a prison visitation room, it's pretty stark, and it always makes me depressed. They've got a pretty good one, I think, at the Rhode Island Department of Corrections facilities. At the jail there, they've got a giant mural.
It's not bad.
And whoever did that did pretty good work. You can get some pretty solid artists in some jails and prisons.
Absolutely, you do. And you can see why there are folks that, while they're in there, can do a good job of giving others tattoos, and even when they leave, become tattoo artists. There's some real talent artistically inside those institutions.
Oh yeah, in Boston, there was a guy I met who had been arrested something like 20 times for graffiti, and I looked at his record because he was part of a study that I was doing, and every single time he'd ever been arrested, it was for graffiti. But he was doing like a year on a graffiti charge because he'd committed the crime so many times, and they had him do some of the art in one of the new units that they put together, and I was really impressed to see it.
Well, yep, for doing that same shit, but we want you to do that over there to that wall because it looks awful, and we need you to bring it to life.
Yeah. Right, like find ways for him to harness his power as like a public service and make it. We can make a job out of this.
Yeah, like if there was actually like jobs programs and like public works programs in this country that were meaningful at all, like we could have diverted this guy's, talents to actually beautifying the world. I don't know.
Yeah. Rather than putting him in prison for a year.
Yeah. Just wasting money because he put his name on a bridge. Like, come on.
This is not a public danger. He might be like a pest to government services in that way, but he's an interesting artist.
Mm-hmm.
Find outlets. Let him do his thing somehow. But locking him up for a year is costing the taxpayers so much money for what? And it's making his life so much worse. Now, I also have another news story. I want to talk a little bit about a prison run by the Nevada Department of Corrections called the Southern Desert Correctional Center. Now, they no longer have a warden who had been employed there for quite a while. The warden, Manuel Portillo, no longer employed by the Nevada Department of Corrections. And this is a warden who's like a warden of the people. He's made his way all the way up from CO, working his way through the ranks, gets up to warden. And then he goes to a holiday party. And at a holiday party on December 13th, an employee claimed that Portillo was intoxicated. Portillo cursed at him, chest bumped him, and threatened him. He said, "Don't call me bleep, bleep. I'll beat your bleep ass. Do you have a problem? What's up, bleep? Do something." The employee reported Portillo yelled at him. And the employee also claimed that Portillo grabbed the back of his neck, bit him on the ear, grabbed the chain he was wearing and said, "I'll take your chains, bleep." The employee, who chose to remain anonymous, walked into a local police department the next day to report this battery, and Portillo got removed from his position recently on January 9th. And as of right now, there's no charges against Portillo, and it remains to be seen whether there will be any, but it was seen that this is conduct unbecoming of a warden. So he's been removed from his position.
A little nibble on the ear, huh?
Num, 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 num. Yeah.
I like to believe he actually said bleep instead of
bleep.
Yeah, instead of whatever words that's replacing.
Yeah, the news stories I could find on it had expletive in there. So I chose bleep as a more interesting form of expletive. Yeah. You two ever get so drunk at a Christmas party that you bite someone?
No.
No, but it sounds like, maybe that needs to be the theme of the party next year.
Biting people?
I mean, come on. There are other ways to say it than that. That makes it sound like a negative.
Let's make some jungle juice with like some maybe put in some like grain alcohol and just some pharmaceuticals from the cabinet. And, we'll be there in no time. I think that sounds like a pretty wild party, honestly. And I've had bosses act in weird ways at Christmas parties. My favorite one, I was working for an unnamed accounting firm, and I'm at the Christmas party, and I saw an employee hitting on this boss, or at least like flirting with him. And this guy was like a top supervisor, like a partner in the firm. And I said, "Hey, employee, she's flirting with you." And he puts his arm around me and he goes, "Beck, I don't fuck the help."
Whoa.
That was one of several weird and inappropriate interactions that I had with this supervisor. And I don't know that he's with the company any longer. I did not keep in touch with him because I don't know why, undergrad at the time, and just like the office peon.
So counterpoint, what he did was actually, I don't know, I think incredibly appropriate.
Oh, it was incredibly appropriate. Mine is talking to me like that, which was weird.
I don't know. He's setting a ground rule like that's respectable. I don't know.
He like would pull me aside while I was working to tell me that, hey, here's the difference between XX and XXX rated features.
Okay.
This was like in a pattern of behavior that was not appropriate for the workplace.
What?
Yeah, So my boss did something kind of similar a few months ago. They just started discussing gay porn and their favorite gay porn sites.
No.
Yes, very much so. They started talking about like military themed gay porn, and I'm like, I shouldn't be here. Like, even though I know exactly what he's talking about, I shouldn't be here.
I was gonna say that's a very specific category for them to be thrown out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is its own kink. It's the podcast is not endorse or not endorsed.
Sure.
We take no stance. And I have one last news story that's I wanted to run by you guys and see what producer Britt has to offer on it. So in Pennsylvania, a former mail carrier with USPS stole 300 Postal Service money orders and several hundred pieces of mail, is now doing federal time. The former employee, who's not been named, he was under investigation by the USPS Office of the Inspector General and 6 other law enforcement agencies, including the Postal Inspection Service. And starting in 2023, postal inspectors were like, hey, there's like these over $100,000 in checks that have been cashed, that have been altered. Like, what's going on? And it turns out this guy was targeting mail that contained checks and some other personally identifiable information. And he provided these checks to a ringleader that was associated with the article says a New York City drug gang. I don't know. There's got to be a better way to frame that. Like a gang that's affiliated with drugs, a drug gang. So anyway, the ringleader ended up falsifying these IDs so he could have people fraudulently cash the checks, and used online marketplaces to sell some of the personally identifiable information that came from the checks. So the mail carrier themselves, they started to fear for their life and wanted out, and they were in too deep, and ended up getting arrested. And he decided not to show up to a sentencing hearing. So he gets convicted, does not show up for sentencing. And he gets sentenced to 1.5 years in prison and ordered to return $123,000 to the Postal Service to cover these stolen money orders. And the ringleader of the gang also caught sentenced to 9.5 years in prison and $7,600 in restitution. Now, Britt, do they highlight cases like this when you are going through training, and do they tell you anything about stuff like this when it happens?
Not particularly. I think they don't want to give us ideas because, they don't pay us super well. So, there's always, folks in the job looking for supplementary income, and being like, hey, by the way, this is what a money order looks like, is only going to cause problems.
But maybe they highlight cases like this as deterrents. Hey, this is what a money order looks like, but look at this guy that we caught. He's doing time.
Yeah. He's only serving 1.5 years for what would take you 3 years to make.
Yeah.
Makes it almost makes it seem worth it at that point, honestly.
The fact that he has to pay it back, though, that's the other big part of the sentence.
Yeah,
and
but
it sounds like he didn't get that much out of it himself. He was forwarding these to someone else who was cashing the checks.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it sounds like he flipped on himself too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So he snitched on himself?
Yeah. Although, as you said, he was the OIG, Office of Inspector General, was after him, and they always get their man. They're like if cops had like nothing to do all day. So they're like cops. So they like, I mean, a lot of like the Office of Inspector General, like they'll only have like, a couple cases a week, and like they're just like, like porch pirates, and then like, one obvious case of someone in the post office doing something skeevy. So, they've got nothing to do, they've got nothing but time, and so they always get their man.
Let me ask you: Have you encountered porch pirates yet?
Yeah. There's been porch pirates. I mean, I haven't like seen one like actually take something off the porch, but I have, been on route and, next day my boss will be like, hey, this person never received this package. And I'm like, I mean, look at the scan in, like I delivered it to the geolocation. That's the best I can do. It might have been stolen. So
let me ask you, what would you do to a porch pirate if you saw one in action?
I'd be like, ahoy, matey!
Permission to board.
No, I don't. I mean, after I drop off the package correctly, I don't care. Like, I'd love to care, but I'm not paid enough to stop people from stealing your package. I'm not paid to put myself in physical danger from someone doing a crime. They say this in the training, like if you see someone stealing something, record it, report it if you can, but it's not worth endangering your life in order to try to get that package back for a customer.
Okay. Here's my idea. We're gonna make you go viral as like the porch protector. That's what we're gonna call you. And so I'm going to
I'll
put on like a ski mask and play the part of a porch pirate. No, I'll put on an eye patch and be a porch pirate.
There you go.
And Eric will tackle me. No. Eric will be like, hey, they're taking my package. You tackle me because you're the porch protector, you see.
Right.
And
yeah.
Internet sensation, baby.
Sure. Okay.
Hero mail carrier.
Right.
Saves package with like USB cords.
And we can have that. What's that song? There Goes My Hero playing in the background.
Oh yeah, get some Foo Fighters. Yeah,
America will eat it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see you as the next big internet thing. You'd be like the next Costco guys.
Oh, I do in fact bring the boom. Yeah.
I give performance 5 booms, and I give this podcast and Roger Williams University School of Justice Studies 5 big booms.
Heck yeah!
You sure you wouldn't
let's go out on that
increase that just a little bit and maybe have it be 6, 7?
No,
booms.
No,
Eric,
6,
we're adults.
7.
We don't engage in such things.
Nope.
No, come on. We're not. We are so juvenile here. That's why we love the show.
That's why we are the show, baby. And thank you, Roger Williams University School of Justice Studies, for supporting the show. Let's go out. Until next time.
Indeed.
That was a really fun Zoom.
Yep. It's lights out, everybody.
That was offensive.
Lights out.
Lights out.